What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Barbarian starter build for Diablo 3 patch 2.6.1 in Season 12. Now in this guide, we're going to take you from a full starter build to the 4-piece to beyond, right? It's going to kind of set you up for the season, also give you some level 1 Blood Shard recommendations, some early game recommendations to get your Season 12 started beautifully. So let's go right into the build. As you can see, we're using Whirlwind Winds here. It only costs 10 resource, so it's a super low cost spender. You can spam it, and we're using these things to keep up our resource. Superstition, Weapons Master. Ruthless is incredibly strong once they drop below 40% health, and they get there pretty quickly. So let's just jump into a Torment 1 Rift. Nothing beneficial in the cube, no Paragon. You know the drill by now. You guys are pretty savvy how we do things over here. So let's go ahead and start killing and chilling. Basically, Rend is your friend. Normally, Rend is a joke, kind of. But at this low level, Rend actually does some really decent damage and starts to whittle away at the enemies. So this is what you do at level 70 as a fresh character. You're really strong. This is not with no legends or anything. I'm using red gems. As you move up to GR20, I slowly switch to more defensive options, but right at 70, you just want to bully these dudes. Let them know who's boss. Drop the whirlwind hammers, or the whirlwind weapons, I suppose. And yeah, it's pretty good. You basically only need this build until you get your 4-piece Hadric. So you just kind of truck along through, do the seasonal journey stuff. Like it'll say probably go kill Azul, things like that, go kill this person, and you slowly get your 2- and 4-piece bonuses. So this is something to definitely set you up right early game. You can group them up with Wrenching Smash and, you know, like the runes and everything. The way the build works together, you're just destroying everything. As much as you can destroy things with literally no gear, no multipliers, right? So this is good too, especially if you get dropped off, if you get power leveled or anything like that. This is a good build for that kind of early game stuff. Okay, let's get into the 4-piece bonus now. All right, once you get the 4-piece set bonus, I only had 3, so I used the Ring of Royal Grandeur to kind of tie it together. You know, Fury of the Vanished Peak, I'm not using Seismic Slam, so I'm not getting a benefit. Gold Skin, so you can see it. You can't uncube things, so I just want a full transparency here. I'm actually losing less because I don't have that 4th legendary. But anyway, once you get your 2-piece, you want to use Call the Ancients. So they last until they die. They last forever. And we're using the defensive runes. So we're getting basically 50% damage reduction by using them, which is like a Unity, right? And the 4-piece, reduce the cooldown on Wrath of the Berserker and Call the Ancients for every 10 Fury you spend. So we're still spinning with Whirlwind. We're constantly spinning Fury. And Wrath of the Berserker is up a lot. And that's a 50% damage increase, and then of course we get the other things like the attack speed, the crit, and all that stuff. So as soon as you get that, you should have no problem doing the GR20 clear. Barb has it pretty easily. You pretty much whirlwind the entire way, and it's kind of cool because you can use Whirlwind, or you can use Hoda if you happen to get Hoda bracers while leveling, or Seismic Slam bracers while leveling. Just swap out Whirlwind for those respective items, right? So if you get Seismic Slam, use Seismic Slam, and so forth. But it's the same concept as the starter build. You just want to group them up and rend them up, keep them grouped, and just destroy everything, right? It's pretty easy, chill thing. It's kind of like the monk. You just start to ramp up, and you become really hard to kill. So I'm going to try to get this guy. He seems to be a little stickler here. Keep him rended. Keep up. Falter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's continue on. Group them up and dot them up. Actually, let's go to the next platform. It's not enough density. Not enough density for a whirlwind barb of my stature. Rend them up and pull them over here. Have a rend for you guys. You guys want to rend. And that's pretty much the gist of the gameplay. You want to keep up Wrath of the Berserker. Obviously, it's super important. If you get like the rend belt or anything while leveling, that's kind of cool too. It increases your DPS. Like in most of these builds, you just want to stack double crit, definitely lightning damage on your bracers. If you can get whirlwind damage, that's cool, but it's not necessary. It doesn't really make you OP early game, but it's nice to have that early game whirlwind damage, that early game lightning damage. Cooldown's important, but don't sacrifice something that like vitality probably early game, just because it's nice to have a little bit of tankiness. And again, yeah, I did switch to diamond gems everywhere, except for the weapons, obviously. It's going to give you more tankiness to be able to survive all these affixes, like if you get frozen and arcane beams and all that stuff. But just truck your way through the rift. You definitely won't have a bad time whatsoever. This is a pretty face roll type build. If you happen to get like a cool like two-hander while you're leveling, like let's say you get an ancient or just a normal, just a really good two-hander, you don't have to use the fury weapons, but you are getting fury back with your weapons master passive, so you'd have to change it. Just know that you'd have to change the passive for sure. Once you get your 6-piece bonus, you basically just deal 1500% increased damage. Again, it skyrockets your deeps. Fill it out, but you should be anywhere from say T5 to T8, depending on other items you have, survivability, like if you have a Band of Might or a Gold Wrap Boon of the Hoarder, any kind of combos like that. So let's talk about early game rolls and what you can do. Now, it's really important to save your challenge rift bag for the week. Don't run your challenge rift until the season starts and you create your character. I don't know if that's necessary, but let's do hi YouTube. I don't know if it's exactly necessary, but that's what I do just to ensure that the game knows that I have an active season character and I can claim my challenge rift bag on that character. Okay, so you have a level 1 barb. There's a lot of skin going on here. You want to go to Kadala. There's two things you can get that's really important. You can roll rings. Okay, let's say you had 475 blood shards, because that's what the new challenge rifts contain. The new bags contain. You can roll rings at Kadala, and you can get a Band of Might, which is extremely awesome. Or you can go to Bracers, and you can get either Seismic Slam Bracers or the Hoda Bracer. We got on the second roll. You can't use it till 16, but you can see you have a 500% multiplier waiting for you when you do hit 16, or you can cube it if you like. Okay, the new challenge rift bags do have 10 DBs, so you're more than welcome to cube it or whatever you want to do with the DBs. So if this was my character, I would instantly stop rolling bracers, right? And I would start rolling rings after that. So in a perfect world, we would actually get a Band of Might. Hey, there we go. And that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 50, 400. This is a total of 400 blood shards spent. And we got a Band of Might, and we got Bracers of the First Men. So you can see instead of using Whirlwind, you would use Hoda, because you'd have a 500% multiplier on top of the set. And you would use Band of Might, we're already using Ground Stomp, so you just use Ground Stomp normally. And with the new Band of Might, you can actually get up to an 80% damage reduction with Band of Might. And you can also cube them or wear them, whatever you like. Even if you wear them at level 70, it's so amazing to have an 80% damage reduction. It's going to set your season off right. So definitely build around these two items if this was you. You can also get Seismic Slam Bracers and things like that. So you would just swap out, instead of Hammer of the Ancients, you would use Seismic Slam. So let's say this is your early game character. You have, you know, your weapon, your starter set, and all that stuff. I definitely would try to get those bracers if you don't have them, because that's going to give you a crazy multiplier on Hoda. You do get the Immortal King's Boulder Breaker with the set and everything like that. I would probably, after this, at this point, I would probably roll belts. There's a lot of cool barb belts that you can get to help you and your group out, like the Pride of Cassius. There is Chelonix Chain that increases all your allies' movement speed. Maybe Nemesis Bracers, so you could roll Bracers more and get a level 70 pair, or get some Nems. Nems is really, really useful the entire way, throughout the entirety of the game. Cinder Coat would be amazing with Hoda. You can roll chess pieces to try to get that, and maybe you'll land in an ancient one. But yeah, no matter what you choose, just try to be smart. Like, use 25. When you go to Kadala, use like the 25 variety items to spend. It's just more beneficial. And then for weapons, I would probably try to go into a two-handed mighty. I'd probably try to upgrade two-handed mighty weapons to get the bigger, the Gavel of Judgment. Hammer of the Ancients damage is increased by 800%. So then you can roll with that in the cube, or you can wear it, and you know what I mean? So it's pretty awesome early game. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy these videos. Make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream there 6 days a week when Twitch isn't acting up, man, acting a fool. But yeah, man, you can always follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the time when I go live or when things change. Check me out on Patreon down below as well. All the links for all the written guide, all this stuff will be down below for you guys. Thank you for the tremendous amount of support I have been getting. I try to give it right back, and I appreciate you guys. Season 12 is going to be lit. I can't wait to see you there. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.